Thank you for the introduction. I'm Devon Partridge. I often get introduced as a pain management doctor. I have no disclosures. People often think when they hear pain management that we do medications, that we prescribe. That's all we do, pain medicine. We hand out opioids like candy corn on Halloween. The reality is pain management is much broader than this. Pain management is not just about pills. It shouldn't be about pills, and it shouldn't be about medicine. It should be about utilizing the biomechanics, the science that we have, the evidence that we have, utilizing the information about psychology to provide the best benefits that we can. As an interventional pain doctor, our focus is primarily on minimally invasive procedures, which are evolving and getting better and better as time goes on. I'm going to tell you today a story about one of my patients. His name is Larry. We're going to roll about 30 to 40 patients into Larry today for the presentation. By the way, all of these images were produced by ChatGPT, in case you're wondering. This is called Mythbusters. Unlike the real Mythbusters, I won't be blowing anything up today unless you ask me about Blue Cross Blue Shield coverage for the Intracept procedure. All right, myth number one. Pain doctors just prescribe opioids. So Larry comes in, he sits down, he says, "Hey doc, you're just going to give me some pills, aren't you?" Although that happens at times, that is not our goal. We try to minimize the medications and optimize the therapies. Recently, in CDC 2022 guidelines, non-opioid therapies outperformed opioid therapies for chronic back and knee pain. Furthermore, the JAMA in 2018 showed non-opioid regimens, which included interventional procedures and physical therapy, outperformed opioids as well as neuromodulation outperformed opioids for long-term functional improvements. Yet almost daily, I get a patient like Larry who comes into my office on high-dose gabapentin, multiple muscle relaxers, has tried every NSAID on the planet, and has never had a truly targeted interventional procedure to help with his pain. We need to flip the script a little bit and start focusing a little bit more on the conservative physical therapy and interventional procedures prior to trying to optimize medications. Medications should come after therapy. After telling Larry about pain medicine, he says, "Well, I've been told injections are just a Band-Aid." Well, there's some mild truth to that. Injections oftentimes just cover up pain and symptoms. But the reality is a targeted injection at the source of pain can provide long-term benefit, whether that's an ablation or that's a neuromodulation, spinal cord stimulator, DRG, etc. In Spine Journal 2020, as well as Pain Physician in 2021, outcomes were better for patients who had epidural steroid injections combined with physical therapy versus a single modality. Oftentimes, what I prescribe for patients like Larry is to get an injection prior to going to physical therapy so that they can have a window of opportunity to improve their outcome. Emerging evidence is coming out regarding regenerative therapies such as PRP, stem cells, etc., as well as hydrodissection for neuropathies. And these are not just a Band-Aid. These are long-term solutions that can help patients overcome and heal. Calling injections a Band-Aid is like prescribing mindfulness for a severely herniated disc. Sure, Larry can breathe through the pain while he's dragging his leg across the floor. Myth number 3. They're just making me do this so that I can have surgery. Larry says, "Doc, my surgeon told me I have to do these shots before surgery. I just have to jump through these hoops, right?" I get it. It can often feel that way. Just jump through the hoops, get a few procedures, and then we'll send you to the surgeon. Well, that's not the goal of interventional spine. Our goal is to minimize pain, improve function, and restore function so patients don't need to have surgery. There are often times where patients need surgery. In fact, I sent 3 yesterday to have surgical consultations. Furthermore, it's not just epidural steroids and ablations that we offer anymore. There's other evidence-based procedures such as mild, minimally invasive lumbar decompression. There are some interspinous fixation devices, some of which have been pulled from the market, others of which are showing great early studies and 2-year outcomes that improve functional outcomes and pain. There's also SI joint fusions, etc. There's not just epidural steroids and medications available at a pain clinic. We're not American Ninja Warrior. We're not requiring patients to jump through hoops, to climb up warped walls, and to do the cliffhanger in order to get to their 10-inch incision. Myth number 4, it's all experimental. This one I hear quite often from patients. Isn't this just experimental? And most of you probably know and have seen patients with spinal cord stimulators, and the reality is there is over 30 years of data supporting neuromodulation. Yes, there are bad outcomes, but majority of patients who qualify for spinal cord stimulation and have it placed for the right reason have tremendous outcomes. In fact, a recent study showed 80% of patients who had good relief at 3 months had good relief at 2 years with the appropriate spinal cord stimulation device. Some agencies or some organizations like NICE, never heard of them, but they're in the UK, as well as North American Spine Society, are now recommending earlier institution of spinal cord stimulation for chronic lumbar back pain and radiculopathy. There's also, if some of you may not know this, but there's grade 1 level A evidence for facet radiofrequency ablation. And I mentioned Intraset before, also known as basovertebral nerve ablation. Blue Cross Blue Shield still considers this experimental, despite the fact that we have 3 randomized controlled trials with level 1 evidence showing 5 years plus of benefit. Myth number 5. Larry now says to me, I went to another pain doctor and the injection didn't work, so now what? Pain medicine is not about one injection providing all the benefit. Pain medicine is about a toolbox that we provide dozens and dozens of different types of injections and therapies that can help patients overcome their pain. Specifically, when patients have radiculopathy, neuropathy, facet pain, vertebrogenic pain, and other spine-related pains, we have dozens of options outside of a simple epidural. There are certain situations where I've had a patient come into me, they've had a failed epidural. We just try a different approach, a different level, review the MRI, target the pain a little bit closer, and the outcome is significantly different. Thinking you're out of options after one try is like deleting Tinder after one bad date. All right, so in the end, collaborative pain management is really the end goal. After we covered all of these myths with Larry, pain doctors don't just hand out pills. Injections are not just Band-Aids. Interventional pain management is not just pre-surgery protocol. It's not experimental, and one failed injection is not the end. It's all about creating windows for patients to increase their exercise, engage better in their physical therapy, engage in chiropractic care, activity modifications, and even surgical procedures as necessary. We're not here to pretend that pain management cures everything and that regenerative therapy is going to fix all and restore all function. What we are here to do is enlighten everyone on the opportunity that patients may have through pain management. At the end of the day, my focus as an interventional pain doctor is to do the right thing for the right patient at the right time and let the results manifest themselves. Thank you.